So anong trend? I mean, moving into, well, November when schools start face-to-face classes, and then December when there will be more people in the malls, and of course the celebration of the season. What do you foresee to be the trend?
Well, right now, Luchi, yes, we're having an increase in cases in Metro Manila. There might be provinces which will suddenly see a spike in cases, and that's because as more people are going out because of schools, because of the Burr months, there could be more clustering na nakikita natin. Kumbaga, it happened in Metro Manila. I won't be surprised if it starts happening in other provinces, pero hindi siya sabay-sabay. We're not sure why there's a resurgence in cases and infections in Metro Manila. It could be a new subvariant, because we're also monitoring new subvariants all in other parts of the world. In fact, I think in UK, they're starting to see an increase again in cases. There could be a new subvariant causing that. Hopefully, hindi na magka-increase pa, but I won't be surprised if we see an increase in cases in other parts of the country.
Are there any events in the past weeks or months, events including policy changes now? So whether it's making mask wearing mandatory or starting to, opening up traffic, opening up malls, whatever. Are there any events that stand out that you can now say that this one really had an impact?
Well, so far we're not sure about yung optional face mask, Robbie. And again, in fairness, although cases are rising in NCR, we're not seeing a rise in cases in Cebu, for example, or in Iloilo, or in Davao. In many areas where optional na rin yung face mask. And in fact, even in Metro Manila, when I go out, I estimate siguro mga 50 to 60% of people at least are still wearing face masks even outdoors. So I think mask compliance is still relatively high in Metro Manila. Yes, at the time na nagkaroon ng face-to-face classes, it may have caused a spike in infections, because what we are hearing is that some schools actually had to go back to online classes because of a clustering of cases. And that's to be expected, because if you have a clustering of cases, the calibration or the response is babalik muna sa online classes, because they can't have people with infections or children with infections going to school. So bumabalik sila sa online. And when they get infections from schools, usually naiuwi nila sa household nila, where the rate of transmission is very high. So it could be partly an effect of the Burr months, or partly an effect of the face-to-face. Pero at the same time, then we're not seeing the increased infections in other parts of the country na meron na ring face-to-face. So it's not clear if that is actually the event that we're talking about, Robbie. So in other words, in a nutshell, ang sinasabi ko, walang clear na we can say na this event is what caused the rise in infections. It may look confusing, pero the evidence is that we're seeing the rise in NCR, but not in other parts of the country. So maybe it is this, or maybe it is that. Right now, we're just guessing. One other possibility is, well, sabi ni Father Nick, it could be the waning immunity, but it could also be the new subvariants, which we're starting to see in the rest of the world.